So Heba is saying, what is it good for? Which was attractive, which I didn't know. And then they said, thank you. I have to go. Thank you for all your help. Have a blessed day. Same to you, Heba. We are very grateful. Mhm. That was on West Africa. It belongs. No, no, no. Godo is a universal energy. When it comes to you, it will adapt to your culture, your way of things, and whatever. That's how it will adapt to, and then it will become part of you. So it is not limited to you. And if the voodoo moves from you to another place, it will adapt to that place, and then also adjust with that culture and environment and work as it should. So white people have got so many spirits that work with them. They may not call it voodoo, but they have spirits working with them. So if you look at the movies like Merlin, The Witch, call all other. They have so many movies that you see that they are demonstrating spirituality in their movies. So why should the black man have this in their mind that white people do not know about spirituality? They know about spirituality, and I believe very strongly before the white man came to Africa, they also did readings before coming to Africa to know what to use to destabilize our people in order to conquer us. So it is not that they just came blindly. Even though they may be holding the Bible in their hand, they did not come just blindly. They knew what they wanted. Because when you go into the German archives and German books, most of the Hebrew Kabbalah books that were written in the Hebrew language were translated by the Germans long time back into German language and then into English. So if they have nothing to, they don't know anything about spirituality, how do you think that they know how to translate all these things and were interested in translating them? So the black man should forget and stop thinking that the white man doesn't know anything about spirituality and only Africans who have spiritual power. No. The good thing about our own spiritual power is that we do things that are very practical and very easy and short. Doesn't take so long to achieve. And that is what makes the white man begin to think that, oh, these people might have been using the devil. That's why their work is very fast. God, why should the devil's work be faster than the God who created the devil? How? See, but sometimes people don't think. If God is so powerful and he was able to create the world and created the devil, so how can the devil's work be faster and better than the devil's, than the God who created it? No, it's not possible. Everything that we do is God, but only they label it evil and devilish. Okay, so please, if you people don't have any questions anywhere, I will want to close the section. Because sitting down here, not getting any question or anything, really it is to guide us and protect us from whatever is negative and that may destroy us. So when we wake up in the morning before we go out in the day, we normally will pour libation to our ancestors and to our deities and the voodoos and the spirits that are around us, that they should protect us through the day, bring us out to the public, and bring us back peacefully home. So when you come back home peacefully, I think the best is after taking a shower and washing down all the negative energies that might have come across your own vibration or waves, you can pour libation again to your ancestors or deities to say thank you for bringing you back home. I think this simple method should be enough to keep renewing your energy each time that you go out and come back home. This should be enough. But then, as you grow in the spirituality and you have access to herbs, especially the herbs that I have taught, one of them, the Avenia, which is the boundary tree, and then I think what is the botanical name that they mentioned earlier? Eh? Yeah. So now give me that.
Nubodia living.
Okay,
Nubodia living.
the Nibodia levy is most common herb that our AV people use to cleanse themselves. But if you don't have any of those herbs around you, you can use charcoal and salt in your water and then soak your water, a bucket of water or a container of water that has charcoal and salt in it. The best will be rock salt, the rock salt from which is either the sea salt or the salt from the that is dug in the mines. So when you have that, you can just put them, and when you come back, you bath with after taking normal bath with soap and everything. You use that charcoal and salt water to rinse yourself, so you can cleanse yourself out of some negative energies that may have followed you. So I think the Nigimites, I think that is what you should be doing. That's the easiest that I can tell, because we here we have so many herbs that we have access to. But where you may be, you may not have access to the herbs here. So even when I mention some herbs, it will be very difficult for you to come across. But this is what I've just told now will be the best way to do. And then we have Togbe Jigbeza.
Scientific knowledge applied for some practical purpose. And afar, as you were mentioning, a person can be anywhere in the world and can speak any language in the world, and you can consult afar. And if you know how to decode the code of afar, you'll be able to get the solution. Whether you are a Bokor, you are a lawyer, you are a doctor, even a computer scientist, or me as a scholar, if you consult afar will be able to give you a practical solution to how you'll be able to solve that problem. And afar doesn't even use electricity. Afar can take just maybe one duck or one chicken in a year, and you do thousands of readings. And I see that as one of the most green technologies possible, you know, because it doesn't destroy the environment. It doesn't just, use carbon footprints or exhume uh, gases into the environment, but it is practically helping people all over the world for those who know how to use it and really can decode it, right? And that's why it's more than just a religion. A lot of people have seen African traditions or African spirituality or voodoo only from the perspective of pure spirituality or pure religion. But the knowledge systems that are in these systems are more than just religion or spirituality. Because, for example, our herbal medicine, these are all scientific things. If the Chinese people consider their indigenous herbal wisdom as science and have been able to develop it now that traditional Chinese medicine is everywhere, acupuncture is everywhere, then voodoo knowledge is also scientific knowledge and not just religious knowledge, as many people believe.
Yeah, yeah, that's very, very true, Sena, and thank you for that. But even if you are talking about technology, what is the base of technology? We may say that today's base of technology is based on computer. And if you go into the computer is based on a binary 12121012 on that base, and that's the base of AFA, which has been around for a millennia before computer just came recently. And that's the same thing AFA still uses today. And the divination chain, when you put your money there, whatever you spoke on it, nobody has heard it. But when the divination chain went across it, it's just scanning it and picking information and later comes out. So it's also a technology, but it is not using a physical electronic gadget. So people may not call it technology. That's why I was saying that yesterday's spirituality becomes today's science. Because what was used in spirituality long ago, when it has been people have find means to use devices and gadgets to materialize it, then they call it science and technology. But it has always been there. Our people used to have what is today called television, but it is not a television for the public as such. Our ancestors will just fetch water and look into the water, and they will be able to connect to another part of the world or another part of their community and be able to communicate and then bring that one. So when you go into a movie like there's another movie where you see that Europeans also can transport you from one place to another through their spirituality in the past. And it is only now today these things have been done and electronic gadgets or devices have been made so we can see it, even though the television station may be far away somewhere. An antenna will be able to pick the waves and translate them into pictures, which our ancestors were also doing by being able to look into water, and somebody also having a spiritual antenna somewhere can pick that waves and then translate it, and they both can communicate just looking into a calabash of water. That's also technology. But then we call it spirituality. So that's why I'm saying yesterday's spirituality becomes today's technology or science, whatever you call it.
Thank you. That was very, very, very enlightening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sue. Thank you very much. And we have Vivian Bakar here. Please, Papa, do you know what it means when you are washing your clothes and someone you are not related to added his clothes to your own? Is this in a dream? Vivian, was it in a dream that you were washing your clothes and somebody added their own clothes that you are not related to? So clarify that for me. On the physical plane, I don't see what it meant, but on the spiritual plane or even in this, it means someone is adding their dirtiness to your dirtiness. Maybe that's what I can say. Something because dirty clothes are hidden in there. And Kabbalah to me is very practical if you know how to use it. So many people can read the books and they may not know how to use it. But for us, my teachers have even taught me how to use certain things from the Kabbalah and mix it with our traditional herbal system, and we apply them and they work. So I would suppose that the Kabbalah is the Jewish version of Voodoo. I may say so. How potent is it? It is very potent. I demonstrate it every time in my shrine with Kabbalah and do all these things together. Sometimes, when it becomes necessary, I teach my students, people who are learning directly from me. And they can also experience it and sometimes materialize them if they want. So Christians use it too, right? Maybe Christianity is a very big field. So when you say Christians use it, you may be right in some ways because majority of Christians are stupid. I'm sorry to say so, in the sense that they are not ready to learn anything new. So they just learn what their teachers taught them and do not want to expose. A lot of Christians don't know that there is Kabbalah, that is like the base of Christianity. A lot of people do not know. So, moment you start to talk about Kabbalah or teach anything from Kabbalistic, this thing, people begin to look at you as a devil's advocate, and they've forgotten that the base of the Bible of today, base of Christianity today, was upon the Kabbalah of the Hebrew Kabbalah or the Jewish Kabbalah, whichever way you call it. Why isn't that the Jews are not Christians? Don't you see that when they are doing the what is the name of this Jewish tradition? Is it the one that they use the chicken to keep something? I forgot the name. But somebody will remind me.
Yom
Somebody,
Kippur.
Yom Kippur.
Yom
Yes,
Kippur.
the Yom Kippur, which is a Jewish version of, is a Kabbalistic. This is, they will use the chicken to wrap all your body, and then they slaughter the chicken. By doing so, in Yom Kippur, they're using that one to cleanse you, and then they slaughter the chicken, and then the chicken is killed. And it is believed in Kabbalah, also in Jewish tradition, that it cleanses you from your bad deeds. And then our ancestors also, whenever you are in a situation and they realize that the only way to get you out of that situation is to use a chicken to go around your body and then slaughter the chicken and give it to some voodoo or even just on the ground, and then it takes away that problem that is been chasing you. So, where did the Jews learn it from? Where did every and other African traditionalists learn that one from? We didn't learn from the Jews. So it is a form of a ritual that is a cleansing ritual, and it is still done today by the Jews. But how many Christians have you ever seen using chicken to go around their body? They will say that is devilish. So a lot of Christians do not even know much about the beginning of Christianity. So when you talk about Christians, we are just talking about a bunch of people who are confused and they don't know what they are doing. So yes, you may be right that Christians do it. Christian, maybe some Christian who have learned so much about other things may do it. Yeah. But then, okay, you see, we call what the people call angels and archangels in Voodoo. We call them what people call archangels and angels. We in Eve or Voodoo, we call them a tron, Bokor, Voodoo, or Maupe Dollar. Mau Dollar means God's servant, or the people that God has sent to serve mankind. And the deities, a throne, and all these things are things that have been sent or are part of God that are manifested to us in our every tradition over centuries and millions or over a millennia, whatever, to teach our people how to relate to God. Even long before Christianity came, our people know God and they call the name God Mau. And then they have the Trinity in Mau, which means there are three different deities or gods that form Godhood, which is Mauga Sobo Lisa, Mauga Kiti Kata, Mauga Ese. So these three are what forms the three angles or the triangle of the Ave cosmology. So these are all called Mau or Maugans. And under these Maugans are other deities, thrones, Mami, Hebiaso. Just mention them. And they are all believed to be a whole set of energies that form what God is. So the angels, maybe Hebiaso can be an angel of fire, the angel of thunder, or whatever. But then our people will just call it a voodoo or a throne or a deity. And then they try to follow its ways and then they test it. And if it works for them, they stick to it. So the Aves, whatever people are calling angels and archangels and all these things, we don't have them. We have a throne and voodoo and mamiwata and all kind of things in our culture, and that's what we know. And that's how God has been relating to us until the white man came and told our people that what they were doing was wrong, so they should follow the white names. Why did the Arab man in Israel or from that place get the name Joseph? Joseph is a English name, right? Where did they get the name James from? James is an English name. So are you telling me that the people who have lived in the desert are having these English names? Let's think again. I'm I'm even happier with the Islamic one. At least if they say Yusufu, they are calling it in Arabic name, in their own language. So if Yusuf has become Joseph, why did the Englishman give their name to people who were living on that land where they have no relationship with England whatsoever, or with Europe whatsoever? Think about it. But you see, because we are all stupid in one way or the other, we don't even ask questions. Somebody living in a desert is called Simon. From where? And then these same names, you find them in Europe. How? Think about it. If the European decide to tell you that they are God, we believe them. Totobedente, Avakpe, Luluti, Zugbo, Lu, Ajima, Ogboju, Pe Odonjalo, Pe Nkome, Valenti Fafa Menva, Alo Jona Pefu, Ago Sapate Meyo, Atigeri Meyo, Goro Vodu Meyo, Ken, Alafia. So that is the other incantation of Jopata, where that one we invoke Jopata, and it gave us that second stance of its incantation. It was not given to us by the people who gave us Jopata. They only gave us the first part, but this one was given to us by Jopata itself.
Papa, so please, I have a question on this topic of what Shamba asked about that the Ewe people learn Kudu like Goro Kudu from Hausa people or people who are northern people compared to the Ewe people.
Yeah.
And today, do those northern people still use Guru Kudu, or is it appropriate to say that Ewe people kind of upgraded Guru Kudu and made it something that is more powerful? Because I remember some bullets were saying something like now people said they don't have Guru Kudu anymore, but Ewe people have it.
Yeah, it is very
So
possible that people in the northern part may not have Goro Voodoo as it is in today. But it's also possible that they have it, they may not call it Goro Voodoo. They may give a different name for it because we, the Aves, call the BC, which BC is what Aves call kola nut. But the Hausas call kola nut goro. Okay? Are you understanding, Senna?
Yes, Papa. Thank you.
So the word for kola nut in Ebe is bisi, but then the Hausas call it goro. So when our people got that voodoo, I believe very strongly, the people said they have to give goro to the voodoo as its appeasement, or if you want to pray to it, you must offer gold. So our people begin to call the voodoo goro voodoo because that voodoo you have to give goro. So it became the name goro voodoo, goro voodoo, goro voodoo. So the Northerners may have another name for it. They may also call it goro voodoo, or they may call a different name for it. Take for instance, not only goro voodoo, atigeri. You know, Tigeri is the main name, Tigeri, and it's also from the north. And it's also a very powerful voodoo of the northness. I don't know so much about its working, but I know my grandfathers on my My mother's uncles, they had them when I was growing up in the village, but I didn't grow up to meet them before they died, so there was nothing I learned from them as far as Tigeri is concerned. Tigeri is a name from the north, but when it came to Eveland, they don't call it Tigeri anymore. We call it Atigali. Are you understanding?
Yes, but the name changed.
The name changed to Atigali. So the Northerners call it Tigeri, but our people call it Atigali, Atigali Vodou, or Atigali Bobo, or a Tron, Atigali Tron. So that is how it is called in our area. And it was also a Northern spirit, and today it is still very active in some Ewe lands. And I think Nana Kokosachi Nana Kokosachi is seriously learning about Tigeri and how to work it to help people and help himself and other people. So that's what he's really studying. But inside my Jokpata, there is Tigeri. Inside our Jokpata, Tigeri is inside. So we don't have a Tigeri as an individual voodoo, but we have it in combination of all these powerful voodoos of Ghana, the northern Ghana, northern Africa, and Eveland, all combined together inside Jopata. So I don't need to set up a Tigeri, a separate Tigeri shrine to be able to invoke Tigeri to work for me. I don't need to set up a complete a shrine of Alafia or to set up a complete shrine of Sapata or all these things for them to be able to work for me because they are all working together as a team inside Jopata. That's the difference between Jopata. That's why I'm saying nobody has Jopata in every land anymore. Except that we have it. So the Goro Voodoo as it came, maybe people still have it in the north because we cannot go to every village in the north to find out where the Goro Voodoo is. But surely when it came from the north, somebody will still have it, but we may not know where. But if we make research, we will surely come to it somewhere because it cannot totally vanish from the north because that's the areas are taking it. No. But Tigray is still in the north, so Goro will do this is the areas are calling it Kweto as in Togo, not even then. And people were saying that Kweto, Kweto the car actually came from Ghana to Togo. So they have so many confusion and challenges and all arguments about it. I'm not interested where it came from, where it doesn't come from. When you, if it is spirit is working for you, that's what matters. And if the spirit wants you to know where it came from, it will tell you. It eats food, the kind of food it eats, the kind of things you present to it will tell you where it is coming from. And mind you, spirits are universal, they don't belong to anybody. There may be some group of people who might have discovered them first or start working with them first, and they assume such cultures as their own. But as they move on, they continue working and also adopt and adapt to other cultures into which they have been brought to. So Heba is in what is it good for, which was attractive, which I didn't know. And then they said, thank you, I have to go, thank you for all your help, have a blessed day. Same to you, Eva. We are very grateful. That was on West Africa. It belongs. No, no, no. Voodoo is a universal energy. When it comes to you, it will adapt to your culture, your way of things, and whatever. That's how it will adapt to, and then it will become part of you. So it is not limited to you. And if the voodoo moves from you to another place, it will adapt to that place, and then also adjust with that culture and environment and work as it should. So white people have got so many spirits that work with them. They may not call it voodoo, but they have spirits working with them. So if you look at the movies like Merlin, The Witch, call all other. There are so many movies that you see that they are demonstrating spirituality in their movies. So why should the black man have this in their mind that white people do not know about spirituality? They know about spirituality, and I believe very strongly before the white man came to Africa, they also did readings before coming to Africa to know what to use to destabilize our people in order to conquer us. So it is not that they just came blindly. Even though they may be holding the Bible in their hand, they did not come just blindly. They knew what they wanted. Because when you go into the German archives and German books, most of the Hebrew Kabbalah books that were written in the Hebrew language were translated by the Germans long time back into German language and then into English. So if they have nothing to, they don't know anything about spirituality, how do you think that they know how to translate all these things and were interested in translating them? So the black man should forget and stop thinking that the white man doesn't know anything about spirituality and only Africans who have spiritual power. No. The good thing about our own spiritual power is that we do things that are very practical and very easy and short. Doesn't take so long to achieve. And that is what makes the white man begin to think that, oh, these people might have been using the devil. That's why their work is very fast. God, why should the devil's work be faster than the God who created the devil? How? See, but sometimes people don't think. If God is so powerful and he was able to create the world and created the devil, so how can the devil's work be faster and better than the devil's, than the God who created it? No, it's not possible. Everything that we do is God, but only they label it evil and devilish. Okay, so please, if you people don't have any questions anywhere, I will want to close the section. Because sitting down here, not getting any question or anything, really it is to guide us and protect us from whatever is negative and that may destroy us. So when we wake up in the morning before we go out in the day, we normally will pour libation to our ancestors and to our deities and the voodoos and the spirits that are around us, that they should protect us through the day, bring us out to the public, and bring us back peacefully home. So when you come back home peacefully, I think the best is after taking a shower and washing down all the negative energies that might have come across your own vibration or waves, you can pour libation again to your ancestors or deities to say thank you for bringing you back home. I think this simple method should be enough to keep renewing your energy each time that you go out and come back home. This should be enough. But then, as you grow in the spirituality and you have access to herbs, especially the herbs that I have taught, one of them, the Avenia, which is the boundary tree, and then I think what is the botanical name that they mentioned earlier? Eh? Yeah. Senna, give me that.
Pneumonia living.
Okay, there's a name.
Pneumonia living.
The Nibodia levy is most common herb that our AV people use to cleanse themselves. But if you don't have any of those herbs around you, you can use charcoal and salt in your water and then soak your water, a bucket of water or a container of water that has charcoal and salt in it. The best will be rock salt, the rock salt from which is either the sea salt or the salt from the that is dug in the mines. So when you have that, you can just put them, and when you come back, you bath with after taking normal bath with soap and everything. You use that charcoal and salt water to rinse yourself, so you can cleanse yourself out of some negative energies that may have followed you. So I think the Nigimites, I think that is what you should be doing. That's the easiest that I can tell, because we here we have so many herbs that we have access to. But where you may be, you may not have access to the herbs. Yeah, so even when I mention some herbs, it will be very difficult for you to come across. But this is what I've just told now will be the best way to do. And then we have Togbe Jigbeza.
Scientific knowledge applied for some practical purpose. And afar, as you were mentioning, a person can be anywhere in the world and can speak any language in the world, and you can consult afar. And if you know how to decode the code of afar, you'll be able to get the solution. Whether you are a Bokor, you are a lawyer, you are a doctor, even a computer scientist, or me as a scholar, if you consult afar, afar will be able to give you a practical solution to how you'll be able to solve that problem. And afar doesn't even use electricity. Afar can take just maybe one duck or one chicken in a year, and you do thousands of readings. And I see that as one of the most green technologies possible, you know, because it doesn't destroy the environment. It doesn't just, use carbon footprints or exhume uh, gases into the environment, but it is practically helping people all over the world for those who know how to use it and really can decode it, right? And that's why it's more than just a religion. A lot of people have seen African traditions or African spirituality or voodoo only from the perspective of pure spirituality or pure religion. But the knowledge systems that are in these systems are more than just religion or spirituality. Because, for example, our herbal medicine, these are all scientific things. If the Chinese people consider their indigenous herbal wisdom as science and have been able to develop it now that traditional Chinese medicine is everywhere, acupuncture is everywhere, then voodoo knowledge is also scientific knowledge and not just religious knowledge, as many people believe.
Yeah, yeah, that's very, very true, Sena, and thank you for that. But even if you are talking about technology, what is the base of technology? We may say that today's base of technology is based on computer. And if you go into the computer is based on a binary 12121012 on that base, and that's the base of AFA, which has been around for a millennia before computer just came recently. And that's the same thing AFA still uses today. And the divination chain, when you put your money there, whatever you spoke on it, nobody has heard it. But when the divination chain went across it, it's just scanning it and picking information and later comes out. So it's also a technology, but it is not using a physical electronic gadget. So people may not call it technology. That's why I was saying that yesterday's spirituality becomes today's science. Because what was used in spirituality long ago, when it has been people have find means to use devices and gadgets to materialize it, then they call it science and technology. But it has always been there. Our people used to have what is today called television, but it is not a television for the public as such. Our ancestors will just fetch water and look into the water, and they will be able to connect to another part of the world or another part of their community and be able to communicate and then bring that one. So when you go into a movie like there's another movie where you see that Europeans also can transport you from one place to another through their spirituality in the past. And it is only now today these things have been done and electronic gadgets or devices have been made so we can see it, even though the television station may be far away somewhere. An antenna will be able to pick the waves and translate them into pictures, which our ancestors were also doing by being able to look into water, and somebody also having a spiritual antenna somewhere can pick that waves and then translate it, and they both can communicate just looking into a calabash of water. That's also technology. But then we call it spirituality. So that's why I'm saying yesterday's spirituality becomes today's technology or science, whatever you call it.
Thank you. That was very, very, very enlightening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sue. Thank you very much. And we have Vivian Bakar here. Please, Papa, do you know what it means when you are washing your clothes and someone you are not related to added his clothes to your own? Is this in a dream? Vivian, was it in a dream that you were washing your clothes and somebody added their own clothes that you are not related to? So clarify that for me. On the physical plane, I don't see what it meant, but on the spiritual plane or even in this, it means someone is adding their dirtiness to your dirtiness. Maybe that's what I can say. Something because dirty clothes are hidden in there. And Kabbalah to me is very practical if you know how to use it. So many people can read the books and they may not know how to. Get the best benefit out of nature. So when they say juju, 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 at the end of the day, it's plants, water, rivers, mountains, stones, metals. That's all that is combined. The knowledge of knowing how to live in harmony with nature is stemmed by the white man, and especially Belgian French, that it's juju. So when you hear the word juju, you are scared. But that's where your DNA is. Because your ancestors, that's the way they relate to the divine, by paying homage and respect. Rivers are God, because if the rivers are dead and dirty, we will not survive. Respecting nature is respecting God, and respecting God is for you to respect nature. Don't cut down trees, don't destroy rivers and all this. So that today we are all saying global warming, global warming. What is the cause? We're just destroying nature because we want to be rich. We don't know we are destroying ourselves. And when it got to where it has gotten to now, so we should plant trees, we should do this, we should do that. But our ancestors had certain things. There are certain days you don't go to the river. You know why? They want the river to rest. There are certain days you don't go to farm. Why? Because they want you to let the land take rest. And then these are all called superstition. It is not. Our people understood nature and they respect and pay homage to God through nature. So juju is not anything than wisdom and knowledge. Thank you. Get the best benefit out of nature. So when they say juju, 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 at the end of the day, it's plants, water, rivers, mountains, stones, metals. That's what that is combined. The knowledge of knowing how to live in harmony with nature is what is termed by the white man and especially by the French, Belgic French, that it's juju, juju. So when you hear the word juju, you are scared. But that's where your DNA is. Because your ancestors, that's the way they relate to the divine by paying homage and respect. Rivers are God, because if the rivers are dead and dirty, we will not survive. Nature is respecting God. And respecting God is for you to respect nature. Don't cut down trees, don't destroy rivers and all this. So that today we are all saying global warming, global warming. What is the cause? We're just destroying nature because we want to be rich. We don't know we are destroying ourselves. And when it got to where it has gotten to now, so we should plant trees, we should do this, we should do that. But our ancestors had certain things. There are certain days you don't go to the river. You know why? They want the river to rest. There are certain days you don't go to farm. Why? Because they want you to let the land take rest. And then these are all called superstition. It is not. Our people understood nature and they respect and pay homage to God through nature. So juju is not anything than wisdom and knowledge. Thank you. Get the best benefit out of nature. So when they say juju, 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 at the end of the day, it's plants, water, rivers, mountains, stones, metals. That's what that is combined. The knowledge of knowing how to live in harmony with nature is what is termed by the white man and especially by the French, Belgic French, that it's juju, juju. So when you hear the word juju, you are scared. But that's where your DNA is. Because your ancestors, that's the way they relate to the divine by paying homage and respect. Rivers are God, because if the rivers are dead and dirty, we will not survive. Nature is respecting God. And respecting God is for you to respect nature. Don't cut down trees, don't destroy rivers and all this. So that today we are all saying global warming, global warming. What is the cause? We're just destroying nature because we want to be rich. We don't know we are destroying ourselves. And when it got to where it has gotten to now, so we should plant trees, we should do this, we should do that. But our ancestors had certain things. There are certain days you don't go to the river. You know why? They want the river to rest. There are certain days you don't go to farm. Why? Because they want you to let the land take rest. And then these are all called superstition. It is not. Our people understood nature and they respect and pay homage to God through nature. So juju is not anything than wisdom and knowledge. Thank you. Get the best benefit out of nature. So when they say juju, 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 at the end of the day, it's plants, water, rivers, mountains, stones, metals. That's what that is combined. The knowledge of knowing how to live in harmony with nature is what is termed by the white man and especially by the French, Belgic French, that it's juju, juju. So when you hear the word juju, you are scared. But that's where your DNA is. Because your ancestors, that's the way they relate to the divine by paying homage and respect. Rivers are God, because if the rivers are dead and dirty, we will not survive. Nature is respect.
respecting God. And respecting God is for you to respect nature. Don't cut down trees, don't destroy rivers and all this. So that today we are all saying global warming, global warming. What is the cause? We're just destroying nature because we want to be rich. We don't know we are destroying ourselves. And when it got to where it has gotten to now, so we should plant trees, we should do this, we should do that. But our ancestors had certain things. There are certain days you don't go to the river. You know why? They want the river to rest. There are certain days you don't go to farm. Why? Because they want you to let the land take rest. And then these are all called superstition. It is not. Our people understood nature and they respect and pay homage to God through nature. So juju is not anything than wisdom and knowledge. Thank you. Get the best benefit out of nature. So when they say juju, at the end of the day, it's plants, water, rivers, mountains, stones, metals. That's all that is combined. The knowledge of knowing how to live in harmony with nature is what is termed by the white man and especially by the French, Belgian French, that it's juju. So when you hear the word juju, you are scared. But that's where your DNA is. Because your ancestors, that's the way they relate to the divine by paying homage and respect. Rivers are God, because if the rivers are dead and dirty, we will not survive. Respecting nature is respecting God. And respecting God is for you to respect nature. Don't cut down trees, don't destroy rivers and all this. So that today we are all saying global warming, global warming. What is the cause? We're just destroying nature because we want to be rich. We don't know we are destroying ourselves. And when it got to where it has gotten to now, so we should plant trees, we should do this, we should do that. But our ancestors had certain things. There are certain days you don't go to the river. You know why? They want the river to rest. There are certain days you don't go to farm. Why? Because they want you to let the land take rest. And then these are all called superstition. It is not. Our people understood nature and they respect and pay homage to God through nature. So juju.
Voncujovi.
If we were saying that my calories were, I took them yesterday. Here, the calories here I'm having here are not taken up to the 7 level. Yom preview yora keke wo jok pata jomaku foke me vole mo di chiwe vole vudo me gberiu kokoro ku atole fo fome jogbenyo hevelo jogbenyo me to ya bu moju to anu kware pe beyin o le fe me gbeto ba jo etu so pledu o mo no te fere ka jok pata beeli afi ejovon va jo yin jok pata ofefia jok pata metro me gbede na molo avi fagbe eri dina jok pata neno anyi happy mia ajolo jọpata ní atẹ́fẹ́ mi yọ ọ̀mẹ́sìmẹ́ gbọ́ jìdí tó tọ́gbẹ̀dẹ̀ ntẹ̀ àpapẹ́ lu tí zùgbọ́lù àjìmà
Ogbonju pé o dọjà lò pé nkọ́mi valenti fafamelo valojo nakpefu ago sapate meyo ati geli meyo goro wodi meyo kinkinkin laafia e meyo amanga sese geja papa sese sese to geje eduago meyo brahini meyo gbogbochi meyo ngwe foli ko mo na kego mi godo kluche kuma komanga to gbonyu mere meyo meyo tani ko sipoku akubiye no yakoso ngoku foni ko geje tasi nyama usifusi jam ko so amra ko brama manye gboju mba to gbonya ko kukofi to gbonya ko akubiya mensa eduago meyo fenye Celestine ya wakubiya Catherine akubiya fonya sese ko fonya ya oben akubiya eduago meyo mi asron e wo mbo achichi achufi akubiya Cecilia pene ka tefe mensa eduago kuto mene fana mi opete gbogbo mi na gbogbo mi fana ime ya wo no tuji oko tuji to mo tuji me yo kini hanse ponja bara se bara go na to ago no lo me yo boko ada fli so fa hu agbo vi boko afa wa joge ago na mi lo me yo hu le va po hu le gbe abeka to bi amaze do ago me yo tagu ya nani tretu le jita to gbe Abraham jibenu le chame do ago na mi lo yo to mi fiato si mon kabila benya si agote me yo Daniel vie pe marele agbaro le Nigeria nyatepe ye me yo amega koku anatovi akaima kuto bena fana milo yo happy baji kuto bena fana mi gbogbo re na gbogbo mi na dagbe jime yo mi lo yo tre bibio bla ni me gbeje fi ku bia bi po jime le batu nya no ngwa te shi view pete me yo abochi sakraka me chwa ba be adogo kotokoli don ko kunu maku agbere no gbere to bo no le chu franta mani fi fini nkuma bisinkra o ko fito jaba ku cho tu ko fito hen ko fi atra kable arani yo to be ho gba to be gba bodo to ra ho yi ko harani mi no ya vile gede makpesa kochi no pochi ajebu no pochi ngolivo pochi chivi ta me de gbere ke de bo ke pesa ni e de pesa aguto be de pesa ji ta e de pesa yenye wole pepe me yo afana gonu afagbo macheso pepe to so le me dakpa vidi me yo pori gbe meji eku meji wori meji di meji le so meji moli meji abla meji akla meji guda meji sa meji ka meji trupe meji tula meji lete meji che meji fu meji oli che tula me yo krebo bi mo fatto va do bo me to ma poi ne tiro me ke bete che to mo mi ande klumi ne fusia che mi ave bene ne bene no to bena mi ave bene ne bene no me se ne ma apo ide mi atori tutu den de blibolo okay mi bless go kwa mi dere fi mi bota go. Yeah, I think I'll bring this bowl away from here because otherwise I won't be feeling comfortable. And the reason why I'm putting it in there because it was not showing in the camera. Yes. Okay, so let's go to Facebook first. And we have Caddy Fisher said greetings, Papa and AMT family. That's almost an hour ago. Thank you very much, Caddy. How are you? And greetings to you and your family and everybody. Cameron and Angie. Thank you very much. Then we have Charles Ron Graham. He said, good afternoon, Tagwe, and how are you doing? Please, hope you are well. Yes, Graham, I'm getting better by the day. Thank you very much. I hope you are fine. You and your family too are fine. Yeah. Then we have Koku Agbeko on Facebook. So greetings to all AMT family. Happy Sunday. Same to you, Koku Agbeko. We are very grateful that you joined the section. Sorry for the delay. That we are moving into a new studio and also we were doing some let's say rituals for one of our students, and that's what I'd also taken. I need to hand over the set to the person. He is leaving today, so we're going against time. Thank you very much, everybody. Then Caddy Fisher again said greetings, Papa and the AMT family. Thank you, Caddy. And then we have Telly Marie. Telly, hello, Telly. It's been a while. So good afternoon, Baba. I hope all is well with you and your family. May you all have a wonderful week. And same to you, Telly. We're very grateful. Thank you very much for that beautiful message. And then we have Onyedika Agbagba. Please, witchcraft is disturbing me. It will disturb the witchcraft, please. Yeah, move it up.
Yes, Papa.
Then Caddy Fisher is saying, greetings, Papa. I had a dream last night about two big dogs. They called themselves princess dogs, and they were attacking people around me. I was very safe. Okay, usually it is said that dogs in a dream symbolizes witches, but then if they did not attack you, means you are still protected. Means you are free from their attack as far as your dream is concerned. How do you get this one off? Okay.
Outside the clubhouse.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we have Caddy. It's a princess dogs. Yeah, how can the dogs be princess? Yeah, which is actually that's what we believe, that dogs in a dream are witches. And then we have Morgan Ray. So one of the best explanations. Thank you, Morgan Ray. And then I think the video you were playing, there must be something I might have said there. Then we have Charles Graham again saying no volume, please. I think we have just adjusted it, but if you are still feeling, you are not still hearing, that's only 7 minutes ago. So, Charles, if it is still, the volume is not good, let me know. I think where the microphone is okay.
Yes, yeah. we fixed it.
Okay.
It's up.
Thank you, Charles. We've gotten that one. That's been rectified. Thank you very much.
We are going to YouTube.
Okay, let's go to YouTube now. Okay, we have Alec Kwe. Hello, Baba. I greet you. I pray to the ancestors.
Sorry.
I pray to the ancestors that you are kept strong and prosperous. Thank you very much, Alec Kwe. And I also pray to the ancestors and the spirits of nature to protect and guide you and make you prosperous too. Then Alex Kwe went in to say, do I need an altar in my house to give food to my ancestors? If no, where can food be safely offered? Okay, you don't necessarily need altar. Everywhere can be your altar. Just create a space somewhere in your room, in a corner. You choose to build a table or put it on a table, that's fine. But then you see, I taught many things sometimes back. This is an earthenware bowl, and it is not only this. You can use any container that you can have the dirt or sand put into it. You can offer your prayers to your ancestors there. Just make a special corner in your room, a space devoted for them in your place, and you can pray to them. Otherwise, you can go outside, pray under a tree, pray wherever you feel comfortable. Your ancestors are always around you wherever you go because they are in your DNA. So you can pray to them anywhere and they will accept it. Thank you very much, Alex, for that question. And then Bella is a good morning, Papa. Peace and blessings upon you and the AMT. Hello, Bella. Thank you very much, and peace and blessings upon you too and your family. Then we have our brother Timmy Nyambe, Christians Papa, and the AMT family watching you live from Zambia. Thank you very much, Timmy. Thank you for your patience and for waiting for us for this long. I'm grateful. Then Timmy Nyambe, now we have Mario Young. Say good evening, Daddy, and the AMT family. Greetings from India. Thank you very much, Mario. How are you? How is the family there? My regards to your mother and everybody. Thank you very much. Then we have Bella again. Say, when changing unhealthy habits in life or cycle within one's family, what practices and values that can help one to preserve and look to as a source of strength to continue on despite challenges. Bella, I see for challenges they will always come. Challenges will always come, and it is your steadfastness that you wanted to do what you are doing, and if you believe that what you are doing is good, then just keep doing, continue doing. The life without challenges doesn't make you to grow. So I think that when you are having challenges, you must do your best to overcome them and stay strong so that you can overcome them. And that is the only key. That's what you have to do. When you are doing something good and you know you are doing it good, your inner self too is aware that what you are doing is good. So the spirit world and nature in general will support you if you don't deviate or you don't change your mind, but you keep doing. They will definitely support you. So I will say it's your steadfastness that will guide you and help you to stay. People will go against you. People will say all kind of negative things against you, and if you listen to them, then you will not be able to do anything. So it will be advisable and wise that you stay on strong so that you can overcome the challenges. And then it is when you overcome the challenges and you are a winner, that is when people will begin to show you respect, because they knew that they have tried everything but they could not succeed, so now they have to bow down to you. So thank you very much, Bella, for that. Today my voice is a little bit low, but please bear with me. I'm still not totally out of the woods yet. I'm doing my best to. Thank you, and thank you all. Okay, Alec Kwe went on to say, are there any similarities between how the Ebe practice voodoo and how the Ga practice Pele? I don't know, because I don't know so much about Ga spirituality. Yes, I see people wearing things on their necks and walking around, and when they are spreading the play.
Yes.
When
Yes.
they do in the home. But honestly speaking, I don't know so much about Ga spirituality. Of course, I have some friends who are Ga spiritual priests, but I have never been to their shrine or temple to see them perform. So I'm not sure. I can tell exactly the differences, but since the Ga people, the Yoruba people, the Ewe people, the Fo people are all coming from this almost the same root, I am very sure that their spirituality, there will not be that much differences. There may be very strong similarities, because the Ewe, the Fo, the Ga, Dangbe, and the Yorubas had shared some common spiritual alliances or practices together, even ethnicity and all, language even shared some of the words together. So it's highly possible that there is great similarities between their practices. Yes, and then we have Alec. That's Alec that Alec Kwe, and then Michael James says, "Alafia Baba, peace and blessing to you and your family. I'm here today listening. Peace and blessings to everyone, to and from Ashe." Thank you very much, Michael James. I'm very grateful that you were able to join today's section. These days you see I don't write very much to you on WhatsApp because I'm still not totally out of the woods as far as my health is concerned. So I'm doing it little by little. So my blessings to you, and may Olodumare bless you and support you, give you that hope that one day everything will be fine. Thank you very much for joining the session. Ashe. And then we have Tini Nyambegi Papa. Is there any specific sand you can use to put in a ball? To use to put in a bowl where you no. There's no specific sand to put in a bowl where you pour your elaboration. Just fetch anything called sand. They're all from nature. You don't need anything special. Spirituality is nothing, anything so special. It is all part of nature and it's very natural. Spirituality is so natural and it is all. You don't need anything special. You have to be very natural in practicing spirituality. That's what makes it looks as if it is not real, but it is real. So, you don't need any special sun. Any sun that is out of nature, even if it's from the moon, does not matter. You can play on any of the any sound and it will be well. Okay. Thank you. Are you taking the card to do something?
It showed a message that the card was full, so we have to change it.
Delete it.
Yes, please.
Okay. So now is it okay? Is the camera seeing?
Yes, please, Papa. Please hold on, Papa.
Oh, it's just what I know is what I have taught before, but I'll just go over it. That in the situation where you cannot have herbs to cleanse yourself because maybe the herbs that I know may not be growing in your area, you can use salted charcoal. What you do is you get a bucket or a bowl of water, you put in charcoal, and then you put inside the water, or you can even do it by get a bowl, an empty bowl, pour charcoal into it, and then pour salt on it, and then add water. And when you add water, you keep that water, that bucket or container in your bathroom, so that when you bath, your normal bath with soap and everything, and rinse yourself with normal water finish, you can use part of that water to rinse yourself. While doing that, you make affirmations that you are cleansing the negativity from your system, from your aura. You are cleansing your aura, you are cleansing all the negativity from your aura. And you keep doing it for days, you begin to see changes. Thank you, Timmy, for that question.
We are going to TikTok.
Okay, let's go to TikTok and see.
Sorry, refresh it. Please, we'll go back to Facebook.
Okay.
Reload.
Okay. Why am I yawning like this? Okay, we have our sister there, Lizzie Ashokai. Say, Papa, we love you. Thank you very much, Lizzie. I'm very grateful. My regards to the whole family and my little giant. Thank you very much.
Let me check. So, please, Papa, no questions from Zoom.
From Zoom?
No, please, no questions.
Okay, so. And TikTok, no questions yet?
The questions came, but I think it loaded away.
The questions on TikTok has eroded away. So please, if you had sent a question and we haven't read it, means we have not seen it. So please resend it. Thank you. Then we have Miss Rabi say, just lost my mom and I can't sleep. My heart is really in pain. Is there anything I should do? Please find someone that you can talk to. I think that's what it is. There's nothing spiritual thing a person can do when you lost a loved one than to have people around you that can comfort you. There's nothing spiritual to do because life and death are just the same two sides of the same coin. Yeah. If you are not living, then you are dying. If you are not dead, then you are living. So life and death are the same two faces of the same coin. I don't know any spiritual thing that you can do to make you happy or to stop your pain than to get people around you who can comfort you. To lose a loved one is very painful. Until it happens to you, you will not understand. So, Rabbi, find some good people around you and let them comfort you. If you don't have anybody around you, you should also understand that your mom's leaving you is a transition for her. She will come back into this world another time. Whether you meet you and your mother will meet each other again. That one is only left up to the destiny of both of you. And then we have Lexis. He said, please, I greet you. I'm new here, but how can I join your temple and what are the benefits? There are no benefits and there is nothing to join. There's not a temple that is looking for membership. We don't have any membership to our temple. People come to learn. And when people have questions of life and they cannot understand, they ask us to help them to understand. And there is nothing to join, and there are no benefits that I can tell you that when you come, you're going to get rich or you're saying, no, that's not the kind of temple. We are a Voodoo shrine who is teaching about our tradition, talking about our tradition, and giving awareness to our people that, after all, our tradition is not evil as it was portrayed. That's what we do. I don't know what benefit. I can tell you that when you join our temple, you get benefit. We are not business people. We are a spiritual center. Otherwise, we would have been on the TV advertising people that we are a lodge. that people should come and join us and then they'll get rich. We are not teaching such things. We are teaching real thing here. We are not jokers. We don't play. We don't play games at African men. And then we have a Christo say hi. Hello, Christo say. What are the things if I join I will benefit from? There's nothing to benefit from and there's nothing to join. It's not an organization that I accept members. So please. I'm not bargaining in the market to say come and join me and then you get this. No. That's not what African Magic Temple stands for. So there's nothing to join and there's nothing to benefit from. If you are looking for truth in its pure form, you can visit us or you can ask questions about life here on this platform. Thank you. And then we have Albert Hackman saying, greetings, Father. I work so hard and earn good money. But before the month's end, I can't really.
I think it's okay. The money will receive.
That's the following up.
Yes.
The money will be all gone. I've tried hard to save, but can't. Is there any way out, Father? David is Albert Hackman. I think the best thing you can do is to do a spiritual reading to find out what is the cause of your predicament, what is causing you not to be able to save money. Sometimes it may not be a spiritual problem, because if the money you are receiving is a good money, as you yourself you are saying, this thing, we didn't buy the correct air conditioner. There's power in it. Please be doing it. Let's see. I don't know what is causing that. So as I was saying to Albert Hackman, what happens is that sometimes you make good money. The responsibilities that you carry on your shoulders, sometimes they are just too many. And if you are a very good-hearted person, you will be trying to help everybody, even the people that do not deserve your help or do not deserve your kindness, will be coming towards you because you are kind, even though at one time in their life they probably had done some bad things to you, and since you did not complain, and now after some years they thought that you have forgotten about what they did to you, they will come like crawling like a snake or like a tortoise, coming back into your life, and then you thinking that being of a good heart, it's the best you can do for them. You start helping them, and you realize that your resources are depleting, because if you carry more load, more responsibility than what you can bear, you will surely be making money, but it will not remain in your hands. That's how I look at it. There's not everything in this life is spiritual. Your own behavior, your character, the way you look at life also sometimes make you have challenges in your life, and sometimes you think that it is someone is doing you something. Nobody. It is that yourself, you don't know how to be responsible for your own self. You are busy getting responsible, being responsible for other people, but you are not being responsible to you yourself. So you make money, and the money doesn't stay. Money doesn't have wings to fly away from your hand. It does not have a leg to run away from your hand or your pocket. It is you who remove it and give it out for somebody or to somebody. That's why it's gone. So look at your own life first and see if you can make changes in your own life so that you don't carry more responsibility that you needed. Thank you very much, Albert Hackman, 725. Then we have Lexis again. Thank you for that. I'm trying so hard to connect to my ancestors. How can I do that? You stay with us. That's what we've been teaching. You pour libation to your ancestors. Call them daily. Pour libation to them. Dedicate time in your daily life to remind yourself that it is because of them you are here. And that's what we call pouring of libation. You remember them, that if not for them, you wouldn't be here. So if you dedicate that time to your ancestors, definitely they will also turn their face towards you and make things happen. We have taught many times libation pouring. It's all on our platforms. You can revisit them and you'll be able to learn something. However, if you feel like you want to come to the shrine or to the temple physically, we book an appointment, we'll attend to you. Thank you very much. Our telephone number is in our profile. You can call and book an appointment. Thank you, Lexi. And then, is that all?
Yes, please, Papa.
Is coffee here?
Yes, please, Papa.
Okay. So where do we go? That one too doesn't. YouTube doesn't have many.
Yes, we finished reading that.
Okay.
Yes, it's left with Timmy Nyambe.
Timmy Nyambe has said.
Sorry, you have read it.
Say thank you for your prayers. Thank you to Timmy. I've read the bottom one.
Yes, please, Papa.
Okay, play the videos of the essay thing that we just loaded
Yes, Papa.
for a while. We need an extra those what do you call them? USB that has more ports to connect here. Because our load is becoming bigger.
Yes.
The person who raised their hand first, Lena, I think she's no more there, or she's still there.
No, please, Papa. Yeah. Yes, please, Papa.
She's still here.
Yes, please.
So that was what I saw, and
Yes, Papa.
we gave her the It's okay. Go down. Go. Bring it down small. And okay, okay. Where's Mike Thomas? Say hello, Papa. In the West, we are learning about the health benefits of having your feet touch the ground. Are there any spiritual benefits to it from a voodoo perspective? I don't know whether there's any spiritual benefit to it from voodoo perspective. I know that when we want to pray, we want to be barefoot while we are praying to our ancestors and the divinities that we work with. The reason for doing that is to show respect to them, because the tokota or the slipper or the shoe we use to walk through many places before coming to our houses, we carry a lot of dust, germs, bacterials by walking through so many places. So the time that we want to be at our quiet moment with our God, our spirits, with the spirits of nature, our ancestors, at least we want to be pure, that we don't bring in any germs. Of course, the ancestors are not going to get sick, or the voodoos are not going to get sick. It is you who will get sick again. So, at least that moment when you are alone and trying to connect with your inner self, we remove our shoes and remove our shoes and to pray. But whether there are any spiritual benefits from it in the voodoo perspective, I don't know. Other than to say that it is just to show respect and cleanliness. Okay. On YouTube, we have a Kwabena Penny. Thanks again, Papa. I'm headed out now. Very grateful for everything. Oh, thank you, Kwabena. Thank you also to have the patience to wait for me to do everything, because as you know, my health is not that great, but you also had the patience to wait for me. You didn't put pressure on me. I thank God and ancestors, I thank the spiritual world, that they were able to make us go through everything successfully with you. Thank you very much, Bokor. I am grateful to you. Nunca estaba no fibina a cara de the life is unavailable.
You are still alive.
Okay. Okay. We get to free heart. On our free heart. Okay, there's somebody here say there is a free heart. Is asking a question on TikTok. Will I succeed in establishing my training center this year? I don't know. I don't know you. You have not done any consultation with me. You have not done any reading with me. I cannot tell whether you will be successful or you will not be successful. Our questions answered just like how it is. If it has come If the monitor shows the questions, I'll read them and I'll answer them. I don't know you. You don't know me. I don't sit here to do a reading for people I don't know, people I don't have any contact with. It's just seeing you for the first time or second time or maybe forever without you consulting me, and then I will tell you just you will be able to do it. I'm not God. I'm not a spirit. I'm just a human being like anybody else. There are people who can tell you that it is okay, but not at the African Magic Temple. We don't do scamming games. Let's go. And Free Heart say, okay, sorry. Thank you for your understanding. And Free Heart went on to say, I did not know. That's why I was explaining it to you.
This is Africa Magic Temple YouTube.
Okay.
Facebook, sorry.
Africa Magic. So which one was the one we were reading?
We were reading from TikTok, and then we also read from Revolution.
Okay.
Yes,
Revolution Facebook.
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. So this Africa Magic Temple, it's a Facebook. Then we have a Semanu Mayinko. Say perfectly answered him. Oh, thank you, Semanu. Thank you very much. Then we have Pushonje. He says, greetings, Papa. I'm not sure, but I don't think Mami Water spirit comes in any only. Is it necessary beneficial to initiate into Mami Water spirit? Yeah, there are so many points that talk about Mami Water. So many. In so many points. What is it? Poly big time, right? So. Trupechi, maybe. Where's my phone? A70.
It's here.
Yeah, I think Trupechi. Even in that poly, there is Mami Water. So there are so many polys have Mami Waters in them. So at some point, where will we now check audio recordings? There are so many poems that have Mami Water in them. And if it comes in your reading that there's a Mami Water following you, then they have to do it for you if you want. And they also have some simple things, not like making a Mami Water completely for you, but they can do some things for you to enhance your attraction towards the spirit world, so that things can change for you. It just usually will be done inside the fossa, and then it will come out. Yeah. I don't know whether Poly Ablameji has any Mami Water in it. I don't know. But it's not that I don't understand all the stories of all the police. So I don't know whether Poly Ablameji has Mami in it, honestly.
Okay, please, Papa, that's all.
Okay, thank you very much, Pushon J and all other people. We are very grateful that you keep the flame burning. Please, when I sit here, if you don't ask me questions, I don't know what to say, because we don't set the agenda. We are a Vodou education shrine. When you ask questions, then we answer. So when I sit here, you don't ask me questions. I can do but little to understand you or give you a guideline. So please do send the questions to me, and I'll be able to answer them for you. So play the videos that how I was teaching the calories and all this, so that people can have something to boost them to. They should give you also the seed swallow so that they can talk with you, because there's a herb in it, which is one of the most important ones. Is the one who is going to give you the secret name of that herb, and that will be the seed you are swallowing, so that whenever you are working with the cowrie will know you, the herbs will know that you are connected to them. So that when you use it to ask questions, it should answer. Okay. And afterwards, I'll teach you how to do the reading for all the colors. When you fall, what it means and what you should do. Now they are just new, but they are okay. I'm telling you. Yeah, man, I talk with the cobra. You know, yeah, man, I talk with the. They should give you also the seed swallow so that they can talk with you, because there's a herb in it, which is one of the most important ones. Is the one who is going to give the advice I can give you. Just be honest. Just be honest. When you are honest, a lot of things come your way. It may not be easy, but be honest. Don't follow the crowd because everybody is doing something. They are making it, so you should also join. If it is an honest thing the people are doing, you can join them. But if they are doing dishonest things and using the church as a cover-up, you should not join them. I will only tell you to be honest. Honesty is the key to success. Then we have Sir Global. I say good evening, sir. Good evening, Honosa. And then he said again, Honosa Global. I say I'm listening from Ghana. You are very much welcome. We are also transmitting from African Magic Temple in Ghana. Thank you very much. So Honosa Global went on to say, I am streaming from Ghana, sir. I am new here. You are welcome, Honosa. We are also in Ghana. We are also streaming in Accra, to be precise. Thank you very much. And then we have Albert Hackman 725 saying, thank you, Father. Thank you, Albert, for understanding what I said. Grateful to you. I think that's that for the YouTube.
Push on.
We have done with Mike Thomas and push on.
He said thank you.
Okay, thank you, push on. Thank you too. Then we have Kenneth Boss HQ. Say good evening, Papa. Hello, Kenneth. How have you been? Thank you very much for joining the section. Hope everything is going on well with you and your family. We are very grateful that you join us. Thank you. Go and let's look at the calendar. But what has been causing this and you could not rectify it until today?
That's it. The SD card.
Means the SD card.
Yes.
The speed is too much.
No, it's too low. So we need to put the drone one.
So why did it didn't bring the drone? We have to say this last week. Do we have to say it every day before doing it? We have it. We should give you also the seed swallow so that they can talk with you because there's a herb in it, which is one of the most important ones. Is the one who is going to give you the secret name of that herb. And that will be the seed you are swallowing, so that whenever you are working with the cowrie will know the herbs in it, know that you are connected to them. So and when you use it to ask questions, they should answer. Mm-hmm. Okay. And afterwards, I will teach you how to do the reading for all the colors. When they fall, what it means and what you should do. Now they are just new, but they are okay. Tell you.
That's one of my other sisters. I have three, Papa. I have three sisters. One of them will be coming to you.
Okay. Okay, now let me give you that. Yeah. Okay. Those are yours now. I always make sure your cowries are in something protected.
Okay.
Don't let them just be anywhere.
Sure.
So when you want to use them, but it will be good if you keep them at where your essay is. So when you want to ask, you just go and take it from there. Then you check. Then how the cowries fall, I will teach you. Yes. The minute then you begin to do your own definition.
Okay.
For at least for basic things, you should be able to know how to handle it.
Okay.
Okay, so now, Kofi, the essay is ready to go. No, it's not Betty, but that's how we'll say, give me the cup. No, the big one first. No, the small one. Okay, give me the big one now. Now you will be able to carry this one. When you get home, then you soak it.
Sure. I soak the cloth.
Yes. Is it ready to go? Do you have any bag?
I do.
Man, attack with the cobra. You know, man, attack with
That's one of my other sisters. I have three, Papa. I have three sisters. One of them will be coming to you.
Okay. Okay, now let me give you that. Yeah. Okay. Those are yours now. I always make sure your cowries are in something protected.
Okay.
Don't let them just be anywhere.
Sure.
So when you want to use them, but it will be good if you keep them at where your essay is. So when you want to ask, you just go and take it from there. Then you check. Then how the cowries fall, I will teach you. Yes. The minute then you begin to do your own definition.
Okay.
For at least for basic things,
you should be able to know how to handle it.
Okay.
Okay, so now Kofi, the essay is ready to go. No, it's not Betty, but that's how we say, give me the cup.
Thank you to Albert. We are grateful. Then we have Great Khalid sending us flower and also rose flower times one, and again another one from Great Khalid. Then we have Clinton Patrick. Greetings, Papa. This senior from Tema. Thanks for teaching. Hello, Patrick. Look at me for a senior. Long time. Try to come and pass through the shrine when you have time. Okay? Thank you. How is work? How is family? Hope everybody is fine. Thank you for joining. I'm very grateful. We have Adele. I believe I miss a lot today just joining. Oh no, Adele, you have not missed that much. We were doing some things, so we couldn't come the way. I personally couldn't come on live, but only we were playing videos, past videos, and finished before joining. So you have not really missed that much. Thank you very much for coming. Adele says looking great. I love the haircut. Thank you. It's an old people's haircut. Old man. Thank you very much. And then we have, is that all? It's for now. Just joined. Okay. Thank you. And then we have Timi Nyambe. Is Papa, is Mami water good or evil? Because all what we hear from the Christian is that Mami water is evil. Tell us more about Mami water. Okay. The Mami water is simply any spirit that uses water to water as its abode to be able to communicate and work. Definitely from Christendom, anything that is not within the Roman Catholic Church, within their norms and rules and regulations, is evil. And that was the reason why voodoo or African traditional spirituality was also demonized. But I don't think that Christians have had any much interest in the Hinduism, where Hindus talk about deities. Some are water deities, some are aerial, some are fire, and they have not really condemned Hinduism. One thing is Hindus are many, and they are united as one group under one umbrella. And the white man knows that if you condemn their religion or their spiritual beliefs, it will cause them economic challenges. Because if they decide as a group that, okay, we are Hindus, we will not eat any animal that is killed by a European or anybody who is not a Hindu, we will not buy from them. They will be in a very strong disadvantage. So they never condemn Hinduism. But as you know, African has been divided and Africans have been divided. And it is easier for us to hate each other. And that division has caused us a lot of things. It makes us not to have one single voice, which we can use to speak. And the European doesn't fear us because they know we are divided, and they cannot. We can't do anything that will actually threaten them because they have divided us already. So Mamiwata is in other cultures. It's in Japanese folklore. There are shrines dedicated to Mamiwata even as I'm talking today. And some of them date back to 3, 4 BC. Not today. They are very old shrines and they are still there in existence. But the Christians have not condemned Shinto. They have not condemned Buddhism. Not condemn Hinduism. But they condemn Voodoo. So Mamiwata is not an evil thing. They're just spirits that live in water or entities that use water as their abode or place to reside, or just like some spirits live in the air, some also live in fire. That's what it is. So some live in the ether. So Mamiwata is not an evil thing, but long time before, I don't talk very much about Mamiwata in my teachings. The reason being that a lot of people whom I knew before who were Mamiwata priests and priestesses were more of people who have stories that they have created by themselves. Some who say they had stayed in water for 7 years and that they see with Mamiwata. Some people say we were in the forest. All these things, for me, scientifically, it's not possible. Even if you put your water inside your bathtub, where people bath, and you soak your head inside for 5 minutes, if God doesn't help you, you will die. Or go into the swimming pool, use one hand and hold your nose, and stay under the pool for up to 3 to 4 minutes and see how you will start to feel. And somebody is staying 7 years under the sea. Sometimes doesn't make sense to me. So when I see people who say, "Oh, I went to I'm a Mamiwata priest, I'm a Mamiwata priestess," stay under the sea with the Mamiwata for 7 years before coming out, and your parents have not declared you missing. Don't forget about that. Nobody has declared you missing, and you were gone for 7 years or even 2 years. And nobody had declared you missing, and you were with Mamiwata under the sea. So for this reason, I had not been really talking about Mamiwata. Because most of the spirits that I deal with, the voodoos that I deal with, are oily, they are inside the liquid. I have pots with water that are spirits that we use. And all these spirits can be termed as Mamiwatas because they live in water. And it is water that is their house, where we cannot go into the sea for 7 years. We fetch water inside a pot and we put the herbs and then we do the invocation. And then what we were told that will happen had been happening over the years. So we know that we are dealing with a spirit that is a water body spirit. And some people can call this Mamiwata because the word Mami means a woman or a mother, and then water. So mother of water or mother that lives inside water. That's what all Mami, or a woman who lives in water. That's the word Mami and water together. But you see that because of pidgin English, they don't write water, so they call it Mamiwa. water, because there are some people, especially people in Liberia, Sierra Leone, even some part of Nigeria, they don't say water, they say water. Water. So mami water. So it's a mother or a woman that lives in water. That's all that it is. So mami water is not a bad thing. But if you want to do it, you get a good teacher who knows how to do it for you. It is not that one that people are doing and putting plenty plastic fruits on their altar. Plastic fruit. And the spirit world is accepting plastic fruit. And so you are worshipping Mami Water, or you have Mami Water. Timmy, Mami Water is real, and when you are properly initiated into the discipline of Mami Water, you begin to see them coming in your dream and also showing you things that when you verify them physically, you find answers and you find results. You do research on them physically, they may come in your dream or in other things, but when you go forward to do research, you find the reality of the Mami Water. So it's not an evil thing. However, there are some Mami Waters who are also poor like me. They don't have money, they don't have anything. So if somebody initiates you into that kind of Mami Water, then your life is going to be running like a bicycle without stopping, because they are not finding it easy in their place. So they are entities. So it is not every Mami Water that brings good things into your life. Some will bring hardship. Otherwise, all the people who have been initiated into Mami Water by now should be very rich people, but some of them, they are even poorer than the church mouse. Thank you. You know, the church mouse, there's no food in church, so you have to struggle until they make communion and something fall on the ground. Or not chop food. That's why they use the church mouse as the most poor, because where it is, it's very hard. Because even the communion, the pastor will have to, the priest will have to really count it and then make sure it doesn't fall on the ground. So if it doesn't fall, how the church mouse is going to chop? You can people eat the Bible.
The pastor is the devil.
And we have Adele again saying that. Oh, okay. I think there's a question. Okay, that's it. They should contest for world's best swimmers, ones that can stay that long in water. Thank you. I know if they can stay in the water for 7 years, then they should contest for swimming contest, world swimming contest. Thank you. Because when people say those things, that's what turned me off from these Mami Water things. But as time went by, I learned and I was able to get a good teacher who made it very simple. And when we got initiated, and my children got initiated, the people that we are initiating, we have seen the changes that are coming in their life. They didn't go into the water even for 1 minute, but they are dealing with Mami Water. The real one for that matter. Then we have Ponta Talewa Danju. Okay. Ponta Talewa Danju. Say hello, hello, Daddy, hello, Danjuma. How are you? Thank you. Then say good evening, Daddy. Good evening. Is it Danjuma?
Yes, yes.
Danjuma, okay. Good evening, Danjuma. How are you? Thank you very much for. Say, check my stuff for me, Danjuma. That's not the thing I do here. I'm not here doing reading or checking people's stuff. What I do here, I talk about our African traditional spirituality, or how we have rejected it, or people made us to reject it, and also the confusion and the misunderstanding that people have about our African traditional spirituality. And for this reason, I am here and I am teaching and trying to clarify the misunderstanding about our tradition. Most often, people from our own very tradition are the ones who condemn it most, because sometimes they want to feel as if they were white people. They want to feel as if they were foreigners than being local. Something that belonged to your ancestors. And then you condemn it that it is evil just because it did not come from Europe or it did not come from Arab land. If the Arabs also had condemned their own, and if the Europeans also have condemned their own, would we be here today? Religion has done Africa more harm than good, and we are still suffering from that. And day in, day out, our children are being indoctrinated to hate them, their own, even to hate their own skin. That's why people are bleaching. People are wearing straight hairs in order to look European. You know, this thing is deep so much that we don't even know that we hate ourselves. We don't even know that we hate ourselves. So that's what is happening, and this is why I am here to clarify and bring awareness to us, that we are as black as we may be. We have not done anything wrong against God. If there is God, we have not committed any crime against any God whereby God will say because we are black, our way of worshipping Him is evil. No. Nobody has killed anyone more than the white man. Yet say they are progressive. Nobody in this world has killed another person or another race more than the white race. And God has not seen that. And they are still progressive and we are still down. Come to think about it. Thank you. And then Bontai Talewa, thank you. And he said, thank you, Daddy. Thank you to Danjuma. I'm grateful. Something went off a bit.
No, please. He said Africa is cemetery.
Yes, of course, what we are saying, Danjuma, it is true. Africa is cemetery. In the sense that that's what this man said. I think Putin. That Africa is cemetery. It was not an insult. People should understand because Africans, they get money. They go and put it in Europe. They send their children to school in Europe. They steal money from their government, they go and keep it in Europe. And they go to Europe and live their life after they finish their service as government officials. And when they die, then they bring them back to Africa and bury them here. So you are right, Africa is cemetery. Because we only bring our dead people back home and bury them here. All the good things that, even if you steal money, why won't you use it in your own country and develop your people and some other people get a job and other opportunities? They will rather run and keep it in Europe and come back here and live here like paupers. And when they have their service time is over, they all run back there. They put all their children in school there, stealing government money. When they want to die or when they are dead, they bring them back here. So I agree with you 100% that Africa is cemetery. Thank you very much for that. Then we have Lee, US and GH. Say, Father, I'm having difficulty in my life. Since my woman is pregnant, is there any solution? I don't understand what difficulty you are having in your life. If you know that you don't have money to look after you and your woman, why do you decide to impregnate a woman? Right, you say you're having difficulty in your life. What do you mean by that? Can you tell me what it is? And if there's a solution, I will tell you. But one thing you should understand, that this shrine is not a shrine to say, I want money, and then we say, oh, we are going to make money for you. That's not what we do here. So what exactly is your difficulty? Let's move on. Adele is laughing. Okay, Dodo also has joined us. So Dodo, John, okay. Otai, Talewa, Danjuma. I say, Daddy, where are you living in? Danjuma, we live in Accra on the Spinters Road. But if you want to visit the shrine or to see me for any discussion, you need to take our number in our profile. Call the number, book an appointment. They will let me know, and then we will attend to you. Thank you very much. Adele was laughing. I think it's the pregnancy matter I said. Then we have a Piero Kalonji. How can I break any curse in my... See, how can I break any curse in my life, Daddy? By finding out what curse it is, whether it is even a curse, until you find out what is happening to you, knowing the root cause of the challenge. Without that, you can never break anything. So whether it is a curse or it's not a curse, you don't know yet. You have to find out what is happening to you. And once you the knowledge of what is happening in your life, you can overcome the challenge. Unless you don't make the effort to know, don't expect that you can ever overcome the challenge. Then we have Bontai Talewa Danjuma say, I'm in Saudi Arabia now. If God wills, when I return back to Ghana, I will visit you. Danjuma, I am here. Thank you very much. God bless you, and may your ancestors support you so that wherever you are, you will have peace in your life. Thank you. And then we have a Lee USG. I was having the money, but all of the sudden things started speculating wrong and bad. Then maybe you have chosen the wrong woman. Maybe, I don't know. Then that's the only way you can find out, is to do a spiritual consultation to know what exactly is happening to you and also how to fix it. That's what I would say. Because sometimes you meet a man, if you are a woman, and you are telling yourself that you are falling in love. You don't know anything about love, but you're telling yourself that I fall in love. And then you are with this man, and all the dreams that you had, the thoughts what you were having in your mind to progress and move forward, update your own life, everything came crashing down because that association was not what you should associate with, but you are deceiving yourself that you were in love. So it is also, men may find a woman and thinking that this is the kind of woman they want to share their life with. They start dating this woman, and before you know, everything in your life start going bad. That may not be your way. It is time to find out where things have started going wrong from. What is the reason? That's what spirituality is about. You do things consciously. You don't do things unconsciously and start suffering and thinking that when you pray to God, then the suffering will stop. No. If you put your leg inside fire, no matter how much your voice is getting to God, fire will burn your leg. That's what happens. That's the truth of life. When you put your hand inside fire, you let our Pope use his holy water and be sprinkling, your hand will burn. So it is not a question of praying or not praying. The question of knowing how to do things, that is what changes people's lives. Thank you very much, Lee USGH. And then Bontai Telewa Danjuma say amen. And amen. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah? Okay. Madam Sila Ameji is laughing at me. But I'm telling the truth. Sila, I'm just telling the truth. If you get a woman pregnant without preparing for a pregnancy, you will definitely be on fire. Your buttocks will be on fire. So that's why before you decide to have a child or make a baby, you must also decide to find out about yourself, whether you are ready or you are not ready. Are you capable or you are not capable? Don't just jump into in between the legs of a woman thinking that you are having fun, and when the problem comes, then you say, I'm on fire. Think well before you do. That's what is called a man. That's where you can hold a responsibility, or you can be responsible. That's what matters most, to be responsible. That's why some men who didn't plan well, when they see the pregnancy is there, they run away. They run away because they cannot take it. They run away, and then the woman will chase them, and I will not find them. And the woman and the baby start suffering. Such people, God will not give you peace in your life, because your baby didn't ask you to bring them into this world. You must understand that you are bringing in a soul, and you must be responsible for that soul until it gets to a stage and age where it can stand on its own. Even for me now, my children are old. Not all, but some of my children are old. They have children. And they're listening. And I'm still a father and trying to support them in their life in order to make them comfortable. So it is, if you're not really ready, then be careful. Because when it comes, it will come with fire. It will come with its own energy, to its own heat. So you must be prepared before you decide to say you are impregnated. Don't let your girlfriends, and even if your wives, put pressure on you that I want to get pregnant, I want to have a child, and you yourself, you know that you are not ready. And somebody is saying, I want to have a child, and you know that person who is saying, I want to have a child, does not even have a job, cannot hold a job, cannot do anything. Even if you give them money to start their own business, in 2-3 days, they don't have any money anymore. You give them 2-3 days, they don't have any money anymore. And yet still, this person will be telling you, I want to have a child, I want to have a child. Who is going to look after the child? It's you, the man. So if you know you are not ready, don't jump into it. This one has nothing to do with spirituality. That's only common sense. So Sila will be seeing you this week. We'll be there this week. So please prepare and be getting ready for us. I will eat our play. Sila is my in-law. Yeah. So I'll be there. We'll be coming soon. So wish you well. Hope you and your baby are fine. Thank you. And then we have Alec Kwege. Hello, Papa. May God bless you and keep you. Questions? Please, do I need an altar in my house to give food to my ancestors? If no, where can food be safely offered? I think I have answered that question. You can offer food to your ancestors everywhere, anywhere that you feel it's safe. Kasi has joined the waiting room on Zoom. Is the fiber working to this place very well?
Yes, please. He can hear you.
Yeah, Akwesi, how are you?
I'm doing fine, Papa. How about you?
I'm also okay. I'm managing my health. It's not been that easy, but I'm getting better.
Oh, we pray you get well soon. We pray you get,
Thank you. How is your son?
Yeah, he's doing well. He's just running about, playing, being himself.
That's good. We all had been like that before at one time. That's good. Thank you all, and thank you very much for taking care of them. Yes, thank you. Do you have any question for me today?
I wanted to ask about so sometimes I go to this well and I see people putting money into it, like coins and just coins mostly.
To where? Well,
I don't know what it really. I know they are maybe praying or doing kind of their like. I don't know if it's libation or I can put it.
Is it in Europe?
Yes.
In the UK.
Yes.
They also have their traditions and they created places. It is it's not directly a libation, but people make wishes because they believe that there is an entity there, whether you call it voodoo or you call it spirit or saint or whatever you want to call it. They believe there's an entity there, and if you make a wish and you drop a coin, you will get something in return. That's what people do. Yeah. Like I was in Bremen last year, and then there is the Bremen story of the donkey, the chicken, the cat, and I think there's another one. There are 4 animals. They were saying that they were going to Bremen, and each one was coming on the way, and they made a statue there. And when you go there, you put money. You make wish and you drop money somewhere, and it is believed that you get some good luck if you do so. Yeah. So it is the same like what we call in Ghana Saraka.
Right.
I believe strongly people who are managing that will go and collect all those coins and then bring it to the bank or somewhere, and then it will be converted into proper money whereby they can either use it for charity or whatever. Yeah, it must be something like that.
Yeah. Sometimes when I go there, the money, there's a lot of money in the well, but then other times when I go, it's almost empty.
So somebody is managing it. It is another way of collecting free money, so that nobody will blame you. But they didn't ask the people to drop it. They drop it there freely. But then somebody is collecting it. Yeah. But they believe that there's an energy there that when you do so, it will return the favor. Yeah. Thank you.
So can that be practiced in African spirituality as well? Let's say if you go to a waterfall or something.
We do. There are places in Africa, there are places in Ghana where, especially in the Volta region, where people go and place coins, monies, and sometimes even fruits and all these things. And yes, they do. But there must be somebody managing that place. We in the Volta region, some rivers, people put money at the river bank. Sometimes the waterfalls, people put their money because they believe there are some spirit. Because in our culture, every entity has everything that we see has an entity behind it, a spirit entity. So even the waterfalls that you see is managed by the town folk, where they do rituals and prayers because they believe there is a spirit that had originally been living there that created that fall. So people get put money and other things. Some people may bring drinks or go and pray and all this. So it depends on the area and what people do. People do it in Ghana as well.
Okay, thank you so much, Papa.
You're welcome, Kwesi. Okay, we have Alec Kwe on YouTube again. Say it's the last question. So Alec Kwe is the final question from me, Papa. Thank you for your time and effort. Are there any similarities between how the Ewe practice voodoo and how the Ga practice Pele? Like I had said earlier, I am not sure because I have not really seen I don't know much about the Ga spiritual practice. I have some friends especially from Nungwa here, who are Ga people, and they are priests. Sometimes they visit me at my shrine and we talk together, and when we need to do some spiritual work for people, they introduce them to me. But unfortunately, I have not been to their shrine to see how they do their spirituality. But I believe that they are also doing it very seriously. Otherwise, their community people wouldn't have been looking upon them as important people in that community. So personally, I have not really have any direct spiritual practices or experience with Ga people. So it is very hard for me to say that the Ga and the Voodoo is similar. But then Africa in general, everything is the same. Whether it is Yoruba, it is Bantu, it is Congo, it is even I would say Hausa, apart from the Islamic descent. And then the Ewes and the Gas. It is the same. Africa, everything is Voodoo because we in every language, we only call it Voodoo. We are the only people calling it Voodoo because that's our language. But then in other cultures, they have a different name for it. I think the Ga people you don't speak Ga. Okay. So I don't speak Ga. Maybe you type in, find out what the name of Voodoo in Ga is. Or what is the name of spirit in Ga. So when you do find that name, then that is what the Ga people call their Voodoo. So but then Alec Kwe, how do Ga people call spirit in Ga language? Are these Christians or they are traditionalists? This is Ga.
I think this is Yoruba.
But the Yorubas also have a very strong base in Ga culture. So that's why they call something Alata. That's why they call certain Alata, because Alata means Yoruba. But then there are so many Yorubas who are also into the Ga people, just like how the Eves are also into the Ga. So as I had said earlier, the Ga people, the Eves, the Four people, and the Yorubas have a very common ancestral root. So there is high possibility that the Ewe Voodoo that we are calling Voodoo it may be the same thing the Ga people do, and they have their name for it in their own language. So we cannot find it. So God is called Tananyongo. That's what is God in Ga language. We will call it Mau. So they also the Ga people also use Mau as well. Yeah, that's what it's there. Say the Atana Nyombo, Ofe and Mau are used exclusively only for the creator and sustainer of the world. So every people call God Mau. And we also call, some people even call it voodoo mau. So the Ga people, the Yorubas, the Eves have a very common ancestral root. So it's highly possible that they are worshipping, or their tradition in voodoo may be the same. Thank you very much, Alec Kwe. Adele is saying, I have seen it in movies. I think you're talking about the Mami Watas. Maybe. And then Adele said that it grants wishes. Okay, that's what Kwasi was talking about. Dropping coins. Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much, Adele. Thank you. I think I'm very tired. Today, I think I want to go home early.
Okay.
Because you wanted to ask a question, go ahead, please.
Yes, Papa. It's about the seeds used to transfer power, the seeds of power, empowerment.
The alligator pepper.
Yes, so the three of them. Some weeks ago we were talking about the alligator pepper, the
Ata and the logo. Yes, there's a cola nut that has more than 2 faces. Some are 3 faces, some are 4 faces, some are 5, some may be even up to 7 faces. We call it a V in Eve, but it's a cola nut. I think that's the one that is mostly used in Nigerian movies when they say he who brings cola brings life, and they have to remove the eye of this before eating. It's 4 face, 3 faces. I think it's usually used by the Yoruba and the Igbo. The Eves use it. So Ata, a V is that cola, and then Lobo, which is the bitter cola, Orobo. The Yorubas call it Orobo, but then our people, they adulterated the name to Lobo. So Ata, V, Lobo, it's all coming from the Yoruba tradition that we have inherited a lot of our practices from. So,
but I wanted to ask whether they can be used interchangeably.
Yes, they use. There are some part of spirituality. You will have to eat the alligator pepper and that evi when you want to empower what you want to empower. Then there are some also initiation whereby you eat all the 3, chew parts of the 3, some alligator pepper, some of the 4 face cola nut, and then the bitter cola. You chew them all before empowering. So they are in our voodoo culture, they are said to be the trinity of the voodoo base: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, as Christians may say, but we will say the Father, the Mother, and the Child. Evi means child in Eve. Evi means child in Eve. So the atakwi, which is the bitter alligator pepper, represent a powerful force. Maybe we can say is the father, and then the bitter cola becoming the mother, and then the AV, which is the center, becoming the child. So all the 3 things always go together. So nature is created like that: positive, negative, and neutral. Positive, negative, and neutral in everything.
That's like an atom.
Yes.
Wow.
That's how nature is. Atom is part of nature. It's also, that's what spirituality is all about.
protons, neutrons, and then the electrons.
Yes. That's why it's called, that's why that's why the three always go together in spirituality, in every voodoo, or voodoo in general.
Like the Trinity.
Yes, like the Trinity. There's always three forces that form an entity. The three forces must be together and bonded, otherwise they cannot, an entity cannot come. So in the voodoo, some places it is only one they will use, but when it becomes serious, it's the three has to be put together before it can stand firm, before manifestation can take place.
Okay. Are there any implications if you just eat them without?
There are no implications.
Going through an initiation.
There are no implications whatsoever. No spirit world will get angry with you, because even now the Japanese are coming to buy the alligator pepper here in containers, shipping containers and sending to Japan, and they call it a miracle something, and they grind them and put them in small pouches and sell them in restaurants, and people put into their food to eat. So they are not having any consequences at all. It is food. So you can chew them, but mind you, it is very hot. If you chew too much, your stomach, and when you go to toilet the next morning, you'll be in trouble.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But the cola is not hot, and the bitter cola is only bitter, but it clears the chest and also the throat. It's very good for cold. So you can eat the bitter cola when you are having anything to do with flu and all this thing, cold and all this thing. And it's not that I'm saying that the Western medicine is not good, but our people eat for that reason. And also I heard that it's also good for prostate enlargement when you are eating it, so that it will not enlarge. That's what I have read. So people eat them. When you eat it together with the alligator pepper, if you eat it for some time, you don't get hungry. It will stop you from your edge of hunger. So even in some Afa story, it is advisable that someone who is traveling far should carry it with them in case you don't have water and food on the way. When you start eating that and drinking, it can it will control and help you. Is it was in one of your?
We did a reading before we went to Bokor 2021. I think it had to do with the child of the sky or someone.
So you can chew them without any initiation, because the people who are selling them are not even initiated; they are selling them. So you don't have a problem. Yes. Thank you. If there's any question, you can ask me.
That'll be all for now, Papa. Thank you so much.
Thank you to Akwesi. I wish you a very successful week.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Bye. Is that the television's own audio, or you are using the speaker?
It's the speaker TV.
Oh, it's good. It's good. Because the place the way it is now. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. We have Mel Graft sending us one rose flower. Thank you very much, Mel Graft. I think for today, that's all that we have. I'm very sorry that we didn't come to you on the exact time, but we were all just trying to put things together. And also my challenges with my health. Please bear this with me. God willing, once I am strong, you will see me in my full force again. Thank you very much for that. stay underwater for 7 years. People say they went to the dwarfs land, they stayed there for 16 years. So Pele asked the man, so what were you eating? No. My son asked the priest, he said you stayed with the dwarfs for 16 years. So when you were with them, what were you eating? And so you'll just be there, then food will just come. I mean, these are all lies. They just want to create them to look like superhuman beings. Who is cooking them? So I go manga mandakpe bubu. We have finished with today's lessons, and I thank all the people for more lessons. I thank all the people who have come to listen, people who listen, people who has contributed. I'm wishing them a very, very successful and a prosperous week. May their health improve, and may my health also improve, so that I can be here again next week and teach them, also learn from them. I thank you all for being around me all the time and helping me to do this work. May the ancestors continue to shower us with good health, bless us with what we need. May the doors open for us all. And until we meet again next week, thank you all. Me do le file. TikTok. Adele is saying thank you. Thank you, Adele. Thank you very much. And we'll see you again next week. This week, I solved the problem here. This week, through the week, settle it, find what exactly is being causing it to be going on. Once we are able to do it, we are fine. Okay, people on Clubhouse, thank you very much for joining. Very grateful for today's work. Mauli came back. Is it Mauli? Is it Mauli who came back?
Yes, please.
And Elion too?
Yes, Papa. Elion is calling. Okay. Voodoo Abaka. That's what day I did. Give it, revive it, but not completely. I need to really work it again. Maybe during this week before we go to our need to kill some animal for it. Work it. It's been there lying there idle for a very long time. It's not easy. I'm not feeling good. If you prepare some lice when people cook food for you and they don't cook it happily, for me personally, it affects my health all the time. People, because Etonam was angry since last night, so I don't know what I have done. She was angry that last night.
So I chose not to get angry. So I asked her, because once I get angry, it will not stop immediately to continue. So I decided not to get angry because I haven't done anything to her. So I chose not to get angry. So I asked her to cook food for me. No, this is Clubhouse. They didn't put it.